All right, so today's Hoss Talk I'm going to call the Razor story. And it's a story from a couple months ago. Basically, I had one of my really good friends living with me, same apartment. So different living with people, right? Because you got to give and take, right? It's kind of like you're figuring out their norms, your norms. There's a little bit of friction here and there, whatever, right? There's always slight differences that occur when you're living with somebody else versus living with yourself, especially if you're used to having your own space. Cool. So one of the things that kept happening was every time I would take a shower, my razor would be then on the sink, not in the shower. So I'm used to just leaving everything that I use in the shower, right? My soap, my body wash, whatever, everything just stays in the shower, pull the curtain, wipe the sides down. That's the end of it. And every time the razor would end up just on the sink, right? Because my buddy, my roommate, was putting it on the sink. So this went on for like a long time. So then I would make a conscious effort to try to, after I was done taking a shower, put the razor on the sink, blah, blah, blah. And it was like this whole thought process. And I thought for some reason, maybe he was grossed out by my razor, little bits of my hair, whatever the fuck. Maybe he was grossed out by it. I put this whole story forth that that was annoying him, and so I would try to remember to put it back on the sink whenever I finished the shower. Sometime later, this came up in conversation. I was like, listen, I'm sorry that, the razor pisses you off. I'm trying, to remember to put it back out, whatever, fine. So he says to me, he's like, doesn't piss me off. I've been putting it on the sink so there's less moisture because I didn't want it to rust out on you. So basically, this whole time now, I've told myself a story about what this means. I'm grossing him out, I'm inconveniencing him, blah, 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 and then kind of feeling like shame that I'm doing something that's pissing him off. This whole time, this is months, when really the motivation behind what he was doing was to protect the razor, which was to help me. So this is why it's super important to, in all situations, instead of just responding and going off on your own judgment, to try to find understanding. What happened? Why did it happen? Let's have a dialogue and let's figure out if we can understand it, because a lot of times the stories that we're telling ourselves in our head about what's going on in a situation has nothing to do with the reality of the situation at all and is extremely far from accurate. That's my story. Let me know your thoughts. Have a good day.